Quick word from our sponsor before we get into it. Today's episode is brought to you by ManagedProspectingSystem.com. If you're running a managed IT or technology company and your pipeline is not where it needs to be, go to ManagedProspectingSystem.com after the show. We're a done-for-you B2B prospecting system that's built specifically for IT service companies, including LinkedIn, email, content, and SEO, all executed by somebody who's actually grown, built, and sold an MSP. That'd be me and my fine staff. So check out ManagedProspectingSystem.com. And welcome back to Profits of IT. And I am Jim Punzenberger, of course, founder of ManagedProspectingSystem.com, as I just mentioned, former MSP owner, and author of $0 Advertising Strategies. I'm excited about this episode because we have a great guest today. He's a global executive who's spent his career running multi-billion-dollar sales and marketing organizations across the technology industry. He's wrapped up a sabbatical. He's now doing board and advisory work in go-to-market strategy and AI adoption. I have been looking forward to this one. Welcome to Profits of IT, and let's get a quick 30 seconds on why we should, on your background and what we can contribute to your success.
Well, thank you, Jim, for the kind invitation, and very nice to connect with you and all your audience. Look, it's an honor. Well, you did a little bit of an intro already, so let me try to wrap it up. I'm originally from Venezuela. I work actually at Microsoft, one of the founders of Microsoft Venezuela and Latin America. I was in the company for 2 years. Before anyone does any math, I started pretty young, in my defense. I was blessed with an incredible career and multiple opportunities. I forever be grateful of that journey. I did pretty much four things for Microsoft through my career. One, I had the opportunity to lead sales and marketing organizations of every way, shape, and form, from very small, where you have more countries and people, all the way to global organizations, regional, multi-billion, thousands of people. So it's been fantastic. So that was managing the P&Ls, being in front of the customer, the partners all over the world. That will include a residency in Singapore for 4 years, running Asia Pacific. So amazing federal pieces. So that's number one. Number two, as the company has a broad set of offerings across all audiences, go-to-market strategy, right? How do you segment between consumer, commercial, industries, through partner, direct, territories, industries, all the fun stuff. So that's the second big area.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is innovation, which is different than invention. Innovation is how do you bring an idea and create a business capability that you can monetize in a predictable way across hardware, software, AI, and cloud. I did it in all the flavors through my career, and that was a blast, right? That building and new businesses and finding the fit to market and finding an opportunity to add more value to customers. So that was a lot of fun. And number four is building ecosystems. Partners, again, different geographies, different size, different business models, but the power of an ecosystem is one of the things I have the privilege to work through my career. So that's in a nutshell what I did over the last 32 years.
It sounds like quite the career. So I've got a question for you here. This is a segment where every guest of the show brings what I like to call is the truth bomb, something in the industry believes that you think is just wrong, or basically what does the industry believe that you don't? And you mentioned that one in the way I haven't heard it framed before, innovation versus uh, invention versus innovation. And I think you just mentioned a little bit of the difference. You care to expand on that?
Sure. There's a couple of things that I kind of challenge the conventional wisdom, but let me elaborate on the one you're asking me. Look, I mean, in reality, there's tons of amazing ideas and new technologies every day, and we're blessed, yeah, to have those. But there's a huge difference when you think about business and society of a great idea or a great technology or a breakthrough and innovation. You once you need to realize the impact and opportunity of that idea, that technology, and build and make it a capability. In the case of the commercial space, for your business. So can you repeatedly create shareholder value, customer value, using that invention, that you know idea, technology, whatever. And once you make that repeatable and trustable, then you can talk about innovation because you bring it to life, you make it real, and you make it part of the business. So that's a huge difference that I learned about it in the early days.
Cool. So let's talk about what actually drives results at the level that you operate at. You design or describe your superpower as curiosity and tenacity, with a hunger for success that is bigger than your ego. That last part is the hard one. How do you keep the ego in check when you're running organizations at such a scale?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think that the we all have phases of development, right? And we all have that time of day where you believe you cannot fail. And then you taste failure and you get humble. Some people get crumble and never go back and they never recover. Some other people bounce back stronger. And I think that was what happened in my case. I realized that does not matter how hard you work, how smart you are, how good your team is. Eventually, things will not go your way. So I saw and learned from leaders, from mentor, coaches, from my own team. There's a huge difference between people that can say, I don't know, that can ask questions, that are really curious and learning from every place, and have that center that says, look, it's okay to not know, it's okay to learn, because at the end, what I want to do is win. So the moment that you let your ego get in the way of learning and growing, that's when you get in trouble. So for me, the biggest superpower is having a drive for success that is stronger than your ego. Therefore, you're willing to make mistakes, you're willing to learn, you're willing to ask for help in service of the outcome for you, for your team, your customer, your partner, and at the end, win.
That makes sense. So you've had a career full of high stakes moments. What is one that taught you something you could have not learned any other way?
Well, that was my first epic failure. Like I was in a hot streak of wins. I was you know, one of the most successful, if not the most successful, non-vice president person in the region where I was working. And I was asked to do a massive reorg and reengineering of a very complex geography, right? We have like 56 countries, 14 offices, 300 people. And I was excited to do that. Creating, engineering, what do you do in front of the customer, central, etc. It was a beautiful project, beautiful. Um, but I knew I was massively short of resources. Um, and I did not say no. I did not challenge up. I just said yes and went for it because, of course, it was me. I will never fail. And I had an incredible, one of the most talented team I could ever recruit to do that. And we wrecked the car like there's nobody business because it doesn't matter how talented you are. Eventually, reality hits and you get in there. And I learned so much about myself, about business, from that failure. from that mistake. Um, that I'm really blessed. I mean, at the moment, it felt like the world was ending for me. The professional world was ending for me, but in reality, it was just an incredible inflection point to take me to new heights. Look, I remember vividly there was an old saying that goes that success is a very lousy teacher because tricks smart people to believe they cannot fail. And it's such a strong truth.
That makes sense. So, I think this is a good transition into you've been doing board service, go-to-market advisory, AI adoption work, and if a company or a leader is interested, if you pique their curiosity, what would working with you look like, and how would be a great way of getting in touch with you?
Yeah, thank you. Look, during my sabbatical, I did three things, right? I did a couple of bucket list learning items that I have. I went to Wharton and did the Chief Revenue Officer program because I wanted to be sure I was looking beyond the technology industry about top line and value generation. I did work with INSEAD for the International Directors Program because board service is one of my passions and things that I will do more and more as the years go by. And I invested tons of time with family, was an incredible privilege that I had, and I'm blessed to have that opportunity. Now, what I realized during that time is there's so much still I want to do out there. And to start with is, just be sure that I can share what I have learned and learn from other people and contribute through the advisory and the board service. Eventually, there's a couple of opportunities there to do an interesting, impactful project. So I'm looking into those. At this point, the easier way to connect will be go to my website, alvarocelis.com, and you can pick me there and get the latest of whatever I have done, published, etc. these days, or go to LinkedIn, find me there, and that's another very direct way for us to have an engagement conversation and take it from there.
Great. We'll include those links to those in the show notes, so check the show
Thank you.
notes. And that's a wrap on another episode of Profits of IT. Big thank you, Alvaro, for bringing the uh, executive presence today. If this episode sparked something for you, share it with a leader or an operator in your network who needs to hear it, and drop us a comment. We love to hear what your thoughts are about the show. And one more time, thank you to our sponsor, ManagedProspectingSystem.com. If you're an IT company owner who is ready to stop hoping for referrals and hoping for results, start building a real pipeline, go to ManagedProspectingSystem.com right now. And until next time, stay hydrated and caffeinated. Bye for now.